Okay guys, we're looking at like terms today, and in particular we're going to collect like terms. So the first thing is being able to identify like terms that we need to talk about. And when we have an expression like these four expressions that I have here, some of them have like terms in them. So if I have a look up here, I've got 2b plus b, okay? So b and b are like terms, okay? That means that they equal the same thing. So we've talked about variables and we've talked about how we can give them different values, okay? However, you cannot give b and b different values, okay? They have to be the same value, okay? When I've got an expression with two values in it, two variables in it, like this one here, and I've got a and an a and a b and a b, then we can give the a's one value and we can give the b's one value as well. But we can't say that this a equals a different amount to this a. They equal the same thing, okay? So when we're doing like terms and when we start collecting them, basically our goal is to simplify the expression. So we want to make the expression smaller, okay? When we simplify something, we basically just cut it down, make it smaller to see, all right? So let's have a look at this one here as well, because this one is an important one, because here I've got 6ab plus a plus a. And we need to establish, and I want you guys to have a think, do you think that ABs are like terms with a and a? Have a think about that, okay? We're going to come back to that a little bit later as soon as we go through these questions. So let's have a look here. Now, when I do like terms, this is basically how I do it. I look at the very first term, okay? And I put a box around it like that. And then I look through the rest of my expression and I look for more b's, okay? So I've got a b here and I'm going to put a box around it as well, okay? Now, the question is, why would I include that addition symbol, okay? And the reason why I'd include that addition symbol is because I am adding a banana. Let's just call them bananas for the moment. I'm adding a banana. I'm not taking away a banana. So when I actually simplify this and put these two like terms together, it's important that I understand the operation that I need to follow so I can get the correct answer. So I've got two bananas and then I'm adding another banana to give me 3b. Okay. Now, there will be some teachers that are shaking their heads out there at me at the moment because of the fact that I am using a physical object to describe B. However, in this part and when we're learning, sometimes it can be handy to look at something and say, okay, I've got apples and bananas here. How many apples do I have and how many bananas do I have? But once again, it's very important to understand that we use variables in order to give them a value, a numerical value, okay, that we can find a solution for, or we can find an answer for, okay? So let's have a look at this one here, and I'm going to look at my like terms. So I've got my A's, so I'm going to put a box around all of my A's, okay? No more A's. And now I'm going to put boxes around all my B's. Okay, they're B's, and they're B's. Okay, now I'm going to simplify them. Now I'm going to put them all together. So let's start with our A's, and I've got 2a plus a, so that gives me 3a, okay? And then I've got plus b and plus 2b, so when I've got one banana and two bananas, I'm going to have 3 bananas. We're going to talk about these operations because that's going to be a little bit different once we get to this one here. Now, the question I asked you before, do you think that an AB and an A are like terms? The answer to that is no, they're not like terms. Because over here I've got 6 times A times B. And this is a classic example of why you shouldn't, okay, look at a variable and give it a physical object, because sometimes we have variables that are together, okay, variables that are together. So that is not a like term to that, okay? So let's look at our like terms. I've got an A and I've got an A, and I go 6AB plus 2A. Okay, so that's my answer for that one. All right, this one's going to be a little bit trickier. So let's firstly have a look at our expression and let's look at our like terms. So here I have a constant term. It's the first time we've seen a constant term. I've got another constant term here, but it's the first time I've also seen a subtraction symbol, okay? Now, let's look at our x's. I have a plus x and I have a minus 4x. Okay, so this is where we need to come back and let's start with our constant terms. So I have a 4 and a minus 3, okay? So I'm just going to write these out. 4 minus 3. What's 4 minus 3? 4 minus 3, Mr. Wheel, 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, we know that, all right? So I've taken care of these like terms, okay? Now I've got plus x minus 4x, okay? This here is a plus 4. It's positive 4. But when we start an expression, we don't put that at the front, okay? We only put a minus symbol at the front if we're starting with a negative number. If it's a positive number, we don't bother putting in the plus, okay? So what we basically have here is we have x minus 4x, okay? X minus 4x. And now, if we're thinking about negative numbers, if I've got 1 and I take away 4, I end at negative 3. So I'm going to end here at negative 3x, okay? So what I need to do is I need to write this into my expression, 1 minus 3x. So sometimes when you collect terms, you can end up with a subtraction in it as well. All of these, we were just adding them together. It's happy days. But these ones here, we've got plus x and minus 4x. When we put those two together, we're going to end up with minus 3x, okay? So 1 take 3x, okay? All right, that is basically it for like terms, collecting like terms. Takes a bit of practice when you're doing this topic. Make sure you are putting circles or squares around your like terms and then you're collecting them. Also, make sure you're checking your answers regularly to see if there's anywhere that you're going wrong and ask lots of questions if you need help. Good luck.